Amos, did you take your medicine? Okay. Hello from hot Texas. Well, we're in North Carolina, and it was a little bit cooler today than it has been here in a while. Well, we did have that kind of north coolness pop up a few weeks ago, which was shockingly shocking. I'm Adrienne. This is Kitty. We don't know Kitty's name. Kitty rode home yesterday in my senior and high school son's car in the engine. And today he went to the vet. Yeah, he said, I think there's something wrong with my car. I hear meowing. Oh, you cat. So today we went to the vet and we got some kitty litter and we got some food and we got all the stuff and we've been held and cuddled a lot and we're good. And no, we're not keeping the cat, just FYI. Taking the cat to my parents' house with all its stuff in hopes that they'll keep it. True story. And I'll babysit. But for one thing, I think they would really enjoy a cat. They need more to think about. That's like fun and exciting, like kittens. No, we're not keeping the cat. My husband came in today and it was on the counter in the cat little hutch thing, you know. And he was like, "We are not keeping that cat." He so rarely says anything like that. And I agree with him. We have 2 cats, one that pees on everything. I mean, I would love to trade that cat in to someone, but the cat needs to live with like a person and get a ton of attention. Yes, dude, but this cat does too. I do not think this cat was feral. Nurse Gina, who has a dozen cats, said that feral cats don't let you rub them like this. I was like, really? I just thought cats liked me. She was like, and no, they do not let you do this. So it makes me wonder if the cat's just 4 weeks old, if the cat got weaned maybe, and some evil human went and dropped the cat off in a parking lot. I mean, somebody was nice to the cat, but you've undone all your niceness when you drop the cat off in a parking lot. True story. And of course it gets in the Wood family's car. Can't get in another car, probably because everybody at the high school drives a truck, all the boys, except Russell drives a Toyota Camry. So his car is nice and low, and all those trucks are too big for the kitten to get in. One more reason to drive a truck, FYI. True story. Welcome to live chat. So strange, only 92 people watching. It's interesting. So there was a shooting today in Minneapolis. I called my friend Kate, who lives in Minnesota, and she was just devastated. And, you know, it's not like it's the first time that it's happened. And so you feel like you can't act surprised. You can't act, what are you supposed to do, you know? What are you supposed to do? You can't, you don't know what to do, right? It's like, well, you just start over. Start over. And I think whenever something like that happens, it hits home. You know, those kids were you're at church or school, and it's like, who do we blame, right? Do you blame the parents? You know, this young adult was transgender. So there are people that are going to be like, well, they were transgender. Well, no. Transgender does not make people evil, right? Just because of how you identify doesn't mean you are a serial killer. It'd be like saying Chinese people are serial killers. You know, you just can't make a reference like this. I think what we're seeing is that the people that are choosing to do this, and it is a choice. You know, there might be, oh, well, they were mentally ill. Maybe there is mental illness. And this person had some manifestos they had written, which we never saw the ones from the person that shot in Nashville, Tennessee, which is interesting. And it was also at a Christian school where that person had gone. That person was also transgender. And I was super curious to know how, oh, that's the cat, how this is Amos at school today. And he's 11. Yeah, that's my Amos at school at 11. And I was talking to my friend Kate, and I was like, you know, what do? We have the children that aren't going to be quiet, that aren't going to do what you're supposed to do for protocol. They're at risk, you know? But anyway, there there were all these it must not be on this phone. Yeah, I don't see it. It must be on the other phone. There was this manifesto where it was like this letter to my parents and to my siblings and to the world. And then there were, you know, pictures of guns with like 6 million wasn't enough. So you have this person that now is like referencing the Holocaust, and it's a problem. It's also too many guns. Amanda, I agree with you. Not because I like have a thing against guns, but because the research is very clear. In countries without guns, there are fewer shootings. Period. With countries that have stricter gun laws, fewer shootings. These guns were obtained legally and recently. I think that's what we're seeing. It's like every school shooting, I think somebody hopes that they can be like, they broke in and stole the guns, because then you'd be like, well, what can we do about that? But that's not what's happening. People are getting the guns legally and using them for mass killings. So we know what they're being used for. You know, what else does a semi assault weapon? What is the purpose in it? You know, maybe it's a collector's item, and maybe that's okay. You collect an item, but if somebody's going to have access to weapons like that, we're going to know a little bit about them. I think it's just, it's not worth it. And when you say, like, oh, it's the Constitution says that, it's like, no, the Constitution, first and foremost, says we have a right to assemble, peacefully assemble. If assembling at school or in church, if that is not a right that as Americans we should have, that should be the first right, I think. I think that overshadows the other. Um, of course, Minneapolis is grieving. Every parent is grieving. Think about the parents that had children. It's not about Minneapolis or North Carolina or if it happened in Eaton. It is about safety. And how does a person get to the point where they take 3 weapons and they stand outside a church and shoot through a stained glass window? Yes, I went to Lori's today. I sure did. You know, what happens to make that happen? And when you stand outside a building and shoot through a window, you're kind of um, there's no shooting drill that keeps you safe. You know, you could be your child could be in their classroom, you could be at a restaurant, you could be anywhere. You know, and so at some point we have to say, wow, how are they getting weapons? And two, what's happening to these people that they're so filled with hate? And the families that they're coming from, these aren't families, you know, we'll see these like horrible, like rapists and murderers, and they'll, you know, have all these like, oh, they were abused as children and they had all these terrible things happen to them, which is probably true. But in these cases, these families are pretty like regular families. You know, his mom worked at the school, she retired in 2021. He went to the school. and said, I'm sorry, and there's going to be pain, and you should comfort the victims. And it's like, how sick are you that you're going to kill an 8-year old? Not sick, like mentally sick, but how horrible. Yes, 23. That's right. Yeah, I said 26 earlier. It's 23. Um, to do that is just, and to write letters like that is such a need for attention. I never will give a shooter's name. I don't think there's any good that comes from it. This shooter had written the names of other shooters on weapons, had a list of people that they admired that were mass killers. Give me a freaking break. I mean, this is why we don't have video games in our room. And I know you might think that is a silly thing, but like connect with your kids. Somebody didn't just turn 23 and have problems. Maybe you have a 5-year-old, maybe you have an 8-year-old, maybe you have a 10-year-old, maybe you have a child that's angry or a child that's struggling. Maybe you're a teacher in a school that a child is struggling. What can you do about it? One thing I would say to do, and I'm going to see if she'll join me on a live. I mean, that's a really far off possibility, but um, Dylan Klebold's mother wrote A Mother's Reckoning, and it's just an incredible book. And one thing she does um, is she goes through and she really analyzes what she did and what she could have done differently. And I love that. It was not like I'm perfect. And I've really used that not because we've had something like that happen in our family, but because I've made mistakes as a parent. And I think it's really important to say, boy, I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake. And here's what I should have done. And here's what I would tell other people to do, because we want to learn from things we did or didn't do. So this is a silly mistake, but it was a mistake. My daughter was a baby when I got sick. I got an autoimmune thing. And before her, I was really good about getting my children to eat whatever food we ate. Well, when I got sick, we just sort of got survival mode. We started eating all the like typical kid meals. Well, she's always been really picky, and I feel like it's because of that. And I'm like, boy, if I just stuck to my guns like I did before, she would be eating all these foods that her brothers did. And that bugs me. And I have a good friend, and her family, her kids eat everything she fixes. And I'm like, wow, she's done such a good job of that. I don't have to say, like, well, you're lucky. And I can say, boy, I didn't do a good job of that. That is Amos when he first went to school. So that was his 3rd birthday. So that was 5, 7, 9, it was 2016. It was 9 years ago. 2016. Sweet fella. Anyway. Um, so basically, I don't know how to keep your children safe. I think one thing I think you can do is be super involved in where your children are emotionally and mentally, and really talk to them. How are you feeling? How's everything going? I think COVID had an impact on people, and I think sometimes as parents, we have more and more parents working. Parents are busy. We have kids on phones. We have people's rooms with televisions. We have video games. So we have all this stuff going on. And I've been there before. I've been tired and just been like, ugh, I hadn't talked to them. They're up in their room. Um, but it's important, it's important to connect and have them know you want to connect. Whether you're connecting with teachers or friends, having kids in and out of your house, playing sports, just being a part of things, you know? Or saying to a friend, boy, I'm worried about your child. I'm concerned. Um, I'm concerned. Have regular casual conversation with friends and family about what they listen to on social media. Yeah, it's true. Um, it's true. They say that every generation remembers their own childhood more fondly. So even in the 70s, and this has been happening for 100 years, people always like what they had better, you know? Are we keeping the kitty? No. The link you offered appears not to be working. 34 people are waiting, and you are not running on that link. I clicked it, I thought. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Well, I don't know what to say. It's called social media annoyance. Yeah, I started the video from the link. Who knows? It's like a form of torture. I'm basically in a sinking ship called Have a Career in Social Media. It'll be fun. It's no fun. You're not working. No, ain't no good. I should be like a cat rescuer. Yes, I should. I'd be better at that. I'd get around and talk to cats. Yeah, I mean, how do you subscribe to Coffee Chat? Ooh, that's good. Somebody maybe will put up the link for you. You got stuff on your eye. You had a bath. Oh, appears to be working. Maybe it was just caught as we waited. Yeah, I doing the best I can, which is not great all the time. I think I would homeschool my children. You know, other countries really had made a commitment and just said, we're just not going to have these weapons. And it clearly works. It clearly works. Yeah, I think some of us can look at things on social media or listen to somebody or somebody that's silly and be like, oh, that's silly. But there's some people that think there are people out there drinking somebody's blood, you know, under the White House. I mean, there are people that really are nutso. I mean, people are nuts. You kind of don't want them to be nuts, but they're nuts. The cat is yours now. Oh, no, it's not. The cat is going to go live with my mother. You got a scab right there. And you got a scab. I think, don't you? In the world. Oh. Um, yeah, I guess I don't really know how to keep our kids safe. I just know that it's something we all want to do, and I'm willing to do about anything. I mean, I don't think there's any benefit of having a semi-assault weapon available to citizens. I think right to bear arms back in the day was like you had to put some gunpowder, you know, I mean, it was pretty hard to shoot a gun off. So it's a boy. I think we're at a point now where we're like, wow, what, you know, are there limits to rights? I don't think people should have to wear seatbelts. I've always found that was weird that was a law because it doesn't affect other people. To me, like, that's something that only affects yourself. I'm holding your cat. This is Thomas's birthday present. I would resubscribe if you could speak loud or get a microphone attached to your shirt. We'll go on and resubscribe and I'll order one. Did you mow grass today? Or you went on a bike ride?
Yeah, I went on the bike ride. That was fun. Boy, the weather's perfect.
It's very fallish out right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it was sort of cold right at the end.
It was cold this morning. Oh, look, he's purring because you're in here. He hadn't purred the whole time we've had him.
Really?
No, he just started purring.
I bet your mom will like that about him. Is it a he?
Yeah, it's a he.
How do you know? The doctor told you?
Because he has testicles. No, the doctor told me. The purpose of seat belts is to keep the body inside the car because it would affect other people seeing bodies in the road. I don't think that was it. I think Sarah's reason is it indirectly raises the cost of health care. Now that makes sense. We were talking, there was a shooting today.
Where?
In Minnesota at a Catholic church school.
Really?
An 8 and a 10-year-old were killed.
What a shame.
Somebody just shot right through had a semi-assault weapon, a pistol, and something else, and shot all three right through the windows. Didn't even go in. Thomas is, I always think you have an interesting perspective. I mean, he's somebody that we own guns and a gun safe, but you also think that there should be more restrictions.
Yeah, for certain types of weapons, yeah.
Like those semi-assault weapons. You know, he just said there's no real reason for people to own those. And they're easy to get.
Well, I think there are legitimate reasons why people, people should be able to own them, but there should be a higher bar set.
For who can get them?
Yeah, and there should be a fairly long waiting period and things like that.
That's one thing that it comes out every time is that, like, people get the guns and they got them fairly recently and they got them legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 are in critical care. Yeah, because in these other countries, when they were like, you know what, forget it, we're not doing this, they just don't have the shootings that we do.
Yeah, but I worry about people being able to obtain them illegally.
Yeah, but they're not. Like, if we look at what these other countries that have really enacted these really strict gun laws.
Yeah, but there's so many in circulation in America. I mean, it would be...
Well, they went around and paid for all of them, and I think it was...
And then you've got all these gun shows, where the people can just buy. I mean, it's incredible how easy.
Well, President Trump, after Parkland, he was like, I don't care about NRA. We're not going to have this anymore. I mean, he really took a stand. And then the NRA went and had a meeting, and then that with him, and that was the end of that.
Huh.
I think there's such a powerful lobby. And lobbies are powerful.
But that's bound to change one day. I mean, that lobby has got to be diminishing with each passing year. Because there's two. The lobby on the opposite side is growing.
Well, I would assume, I wonder if it's like the lobby to get, drunk driving becoming a crime. I mean, long ago.
Well, that lobby is almost too powerful. There's a happy medium.
Yeah, you can't. Well, I don't know. I don't want people drinking and driving.
Yeah, but it's gotten almost extreme. There's a lot.
I thought that'd be good for your business.
What's that? The fact that all the presumptions now are in favor of the state, it becomes a mindless exercise to represent somebody. The DWI, except in very limited scenarios.
Well, I like a law that's clear. If you drink and blow, you are guilty.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of, there are all sorts of different problems. I mean, how about this? I've got a case now where a guy was placed in handcuffs, and then and he consented to give blood in but they marked him as a refusal and wrote where his signature should be defendant in handcuffs. So he couldn't even sign. They said, oh yeah, he refused, And this guy has a CDL, so he's not entitled to a hearing.
So he didn't refuse, he said.
No, hell no. He said, I don't want to give a breath test, but I'll freely give, submit to a blood withdrawal.
Oh, why would you do one of the over the other?
Well, I mean, I don't blame him. Actually, it's sort of.
No, I'm just asking, like,
for the sake
generally.
of accuracy, you know. It's,
The blood is more accurate.
oh hell yeah.
So you don't think he was drinking?
I don't think he would have blown over an 08. I mean, he has a CDL. He's never had a ticket his entire life.
Well, why didn't he say, I want a blood test?
He did.
And what'd they say?
Well, they took blood, but then they wrote it down as a refusal on the, you know.
So what'd they do with the blood they took?
They took it, but
But what were the results?
Well, I don't know yet. It doesn't come back. It takes a minute for it to come back. But in the meantime, now he's treated as having refused, which he didn't.
Well, I don't even think that's an argument you have to make. If they took the blood, you can't argue that he refused.
Well, no, the officer said it had to get a search warrant. So, see, they have the right to withdraw blood.
Oh.
You know, but I mean, it's ludicrous. I mean, the whole thing is botched. I got to figure it out.
Is it an officer you know well?
No, not at all.
Ugh. Did you adopt the cat? No. The cat is just, we're fostering the cat. Mm-hmm. It's we're a foster family. I tell you what, I wouldn't get much done if I had a kitten, because you just sit around and hold them. That's what you do. You hold them and you watch shows like The Gilded Age. In the summer, I Turned Pretty, which dropped today. He technically refused the breath test. Well, you can say I would rather have a blood test. That's not what he's talking about. No, I'm not keeping the cat. I hope my parents keep the cat. Yes, I do. This is a little tiny little kitty. Yes, it is. It's a little kitty cat. Yes, it is. Get in my neck right there. It's going to sleep under my neck. Here comes Russell. He's going to come take the cat from me. Amos, are you ready for bed? He's not been named yet. John, George, Camry. The kitty's in here with Mommy. You want to see the kitty? No? No? Oh, come see the kitty. I don't want to. He's being disagreeable because okay, I heard you. He doesn't want to go to the beach this weekend. He wants to stay home, and I told him we're going. And he's mad about it. I don't know why, because he wants to go to Chicago. And I'm not going to Chicago this weekend because I don't feel like it, and I'm not going. We got more stuff to do than take Amos to Chicago. You think this little kitten would... You know why he's so tired? Because he was in Russell's car all day yesterday. He stayed in there all night last night, cried all night until Mr. Gas Station, Steve from the Bridge Turn Exxon, Steve rescued him. Steve got the kitty out. I've never seen a cat with a tail so small. It's almost like a mouse. Russell, have you ever seen this small of a cat tail?
Yeah. Tiptoe is smaller one.
No, Tiptoe is not this small. Tiptoe was bigger. Did you finish your homework?
Yep.
Good. Did you try the golf clubs?
Yep.
Do you ever worry about like shootings at school?
Johnny Holmes, I mean, maybe.
Name him Stevie. Stevie. Oh, you heard Russell's voice? You perked up. You popped your little head up. You did? Stevie. You know, I think he got in your car because everybody else has those real high trucks, so he couldn't reach their cars.
I don't know, those cars just like mine parked right next to mine. So.
Did you just pick Russell's car because you thought that was a good one to pick? You're smart. What does Honor think of the kitty? Honor, come. Come.
Dad doesn't like Honor.
Honor likes the kitty. Honor, come.
There you go.
Come, Honor. Oh. gonna talk to the kitty? Kitty says, I don't know about that bad old dog. Bad old dog hurt my feelings. Yeah. I think this kitty is worn out. Just
What's that haircut? 7 a.m.
well, I don't know what you planned with Lori in the morning. I thought it was 7:30.
No, it's 7.
Oh, that's early.
I know.
Anyway. You know, I think instead of worrying about, I think whenever there's a shooter, or oftentimes somebody knows that the person is at risk of doing something like that. I think. It almost seems like if you buy guns, you should have to like tell your like family should have a right to know. Like that would help, right? And like, I don't know if this shooter lived at home still. They were 23. And then all these like notebooks and manifestos and gotta keep an eye out. Anyway, tomorrow morning is Thursday. Wait, is tomorrow Thursday? Yes, coffee chat, people, tomorrow morning at around 8:30. 8:30, coffee chat.
Let us save.
I would think so. Yeah, with the kitten.
All right.
And then my nurse is here, not Nurse Gina, a different nurse. And that's that. But good night. Sleep tight. Give somebody some love.